I feel like this is a breach of my privacy. I don't think Yara realizes that this group confessional can damage our trust with each other. Obviously, don't trust me if you can't come to me and tell me, like, hey, I want to take birth control. That means you don't trust me.
You know, a wise person would look at the situation and instead of asking a question of, you don't trust me or that kind of stuff, or trying to put the blame onto the other person, I would reflect. I'd be like, okay, so what did I do to allow my partner to be afraid or to be scared or to be worried about asking me a question? What is it I'm doing that has put her in a position where she has to ask me a question or at least tell me something in a public setting? Why is that the case? Well, then that's when you reflect, isn't it? And for Jovi, this is the thing. We know, or at least Yara knows, which is the most important thing, is that whenever she would try and address things with him, he's always going to try and twist it, so therefore he's in control of the narrative, you know? And at the end of the day, if you feel like you're with someone that no matter how many times you try and speak to them, they always try and twist it because they never want you to have some sort of leeway or whatever it could be, well, then in the end, you're going to end up not wanting to speak anymore. In the end, you're going to want to end up just springing things on them because you're like, well, if I tell them, they won't listen to me anyway. And that is one of the most unhealthy things you can have in a relationship. So to be honest with you, the fact that Yara had to say this in a group setting, it wasn't because she was trying to be toxic or she's trying to be malicious. It's the fact is she was like, well, there's experts in the room, everyone else is here. So you know what? If I've got any chance of telling this man something and allowing him to actually listen to me, this is it. So she took the opportunity. And rightly so, because this is couples therapy. You're not here to just sit there and be quiet. At the end of the day, it wouldn't be therapy if they decided to just have a conversation privately in their own hotel room. Because then what's the point of them being here? But you know, Jovi always likes to make things about Jovi because Jovi is a boy. Like, honestly, goodness gracious me. But hey, man, we continue.
I am honest. I'm telling you. It's like, I am honest. I tell you, I'm not ready to have another baby. I want to buy a place in Europe. I'm not hiding that. And you're trying to show me as a liar. This is
You know what though? This scene here really exposed something from the last season that really makes that now makes me rethink about everything that was said, or at least that I said from last season, and that is based on the next thing that Jovi says.
weird.
No, you're not being honest with me. You obviously just told me that you're taking birth control behind my back.
So Yara spoke about how she wasn't lying in terms of wanting to stay in Europe or wanting to buy a place in Europe, and also, you know, the whole birth thing. She says that I did tell you about these things, but you don't listen to me. And it's crazy because his response was, well, you lied about the whole birth control. You see how he didn't mention the whole thing about Europe? Because that is something that he mentioned literally a second ago. He's the one that brought up Europe and all that kind of things. But he didn't in that situation. So that means clearly Yara's actions from last season, it wasn't based on her being, I don't know, a lazy mother or trying to run away from the stage or trying to run away from being a mother or whatever. Her actions were obviously based on a conversation that she obviously tried to relate to him. That maybe he did actually nod his head at, but then he acted as if it never freaking happened. That's just what I'm reading from this situation, to be honest, because the more I'm listening to this conversation, the more I'm starting to pay attention more to the fact that Yara probably has tried to tell this man 7 things over the course of their relationship, but each time she tries to tell him, he always finds a way to slam it. So I remember the season that these two, the very first season they came on, and I hate that season for Yara because no matter what she would try and do, Jovi was just this obnoxious guy of like, I'm an American and I've got money, blah, 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 blah. I always kind of got the vibe that he was treating her as someone that is with him purely because he can provide financially. That was the vibe that I always got, and it's something, and that's why he treated her in such a stuck up way. That's what I got, right? And then I fast forward to where we are here right now. At the end of the day, we know that Jovi loves to be controlled. He loves to control everything, you know what I mean? He likes everything to be his way and there's no other way. So to be honest with you, and it makes sense why he's afraid of Yara getting going to Europe. Why he wants her to get pregnant again. It's not because he wants another kid, it's because he wants her to stay at home again. He's given another reason to not have to not want to have to be so exploring the world, if you know what I mean. He wants to tame her. So the more I listen to this, and then the way he just focused on that most one recent thing, that tells me that this man right here has definitely made things very, very hard for Yara to say things. If anything, Jovi is probably feeling a bit annoyed that he actually ended up marrying someone that has a vision to want to go and do things with her life. He probably thought he's going to get someone that was going to be more than happy to just be home, be a housewife, and basically, you know, whenever he wants it, give him his royalties, if you dig what I'm saying. But that isn't necessarily the case. He's with someone that has the entrepreneurial mind of her own, where she wants to go out there and do certain things. And you know what? Why not? You know what I mean? She's got the opportunity to do it, so let her run with it, just what I'm saying. But some men don't want that. Some men just want someone who is their pet, to be honest with you. That's what I'm noticing here. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that she's having to tell him things last minute or having to tell him things at a group therapy, because she's probably tried before and he slammed it down. I mean, why else is he with her? That's why if you notice, each time Yara talks about something that involves doing something, he always says, I'm questioning our relationship now. I'm questioning our marriage now. Always questions it when Yara's got plans of her own, but never questions it when Yara's plans involve him, if you dig what I'm saying. Well, not even her plans, his plans.
Me that I'm controlling, you are being controlling. You're trying to control where we're living, you're trying to control us having a baby, and I don't like that.
See? He doesn't like the fact that she's trying to control things, but I don't think it's a matter of controlling things. It's a matter of saying, hey, this is my body. I don't want a baby right now. And hey, like, I miss my family. I just want to go see them, be with them for a while. There's never been a point where she has said, he behaves as if every action that she makes is based on her leaving him. That's probably why he always goes, when it feels like, we're not in the right place. This guy's a waste man. Narcissistic little. This is YouTube, not Patreon. Okay. I was about to go, yeah, anyway.
What really hurts is that she can't trust me and be more open when I've told her, like, she can come to me with anything.
There's a fine line with telling someone that they can come to you for anything compared to you allowing them to come to you for anything. Do you see what I'm saying? At the end of the day, Yara ain't stupid, clearly. She's basically clocked onto who you are, and you're not liking that. So, end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, just because somebody tells you that you can come to them for anything, it doesn't mean that you can. Sometimes people just want you to come to them with every single plan that you have. And in a relationship situation like theirs, it's more so he knows what you're thinking, so therefore he can find a way to slam down whatever you're thinking, pretty much. Do you know what I mean? So therefore the narrative comes back in his own mind. In some other situations, sometimes people in a work situation, people who say you can come to me with anything, usually because they just want to steal your ideas so they can get the promotion and you don't. So always be careful about people that say that statement. In fact, to be honest with you, should anyone ever be in a relationship that involves the words, you can come to me with anything, like, depending on the scenario, if you dig what I'm saying. I think it depends on what projected that situation for someone to say that. But of course, it is what it is. But we continue.
And you choosing to go out and get drunk with Angela, then spending time with me.
Okay, you're choosing to lie to me and hide from me, so what do you want in return?
Well, that's disrespectful.
You see the level of pettiness from this guy? The level of pettiness from this guy is embarrassing. He should be ashamed of himself. I mean, to be honest, why he decided to go out and get drunk with Angela is beyond me. That is the most wildest thing ever. Out of all people, you're gonna go drink with Angela Dean. Are you okay? Are you sick in the head? Don't answer that question, because clearly you are, you fool. But at the end of the day, though, this guy decides to come in at 2 a.m., knock in, trying to wake up his wife. Who does that? 2 a.m. Then banging that music outside? Yara makes a very good point. There are other guests in this hotel. This is unacceptable. But I remember when this was being filmed, people were complaining about the noise being made by some of the cast members. Jovi obviously being one. Angela was definitely one. I mean, boy, yeah, we'll get to that video when we get there, unless I've already uploaded it, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, with that being said, we continue.
Yeah, you disrespected me and you got it back last
Jovi, I did wrong and I mean it.
I mean, honestly, like, that's most of the saddest thing ever. So basically, tick for tack, why are you such a boy for? Like, grow up. Grow up, get over it. Okay, she was using flipping contraception. It's her freaking body. I mean, to be honest, if you ask me, it should be up to the woman when she's ready to get pregnant. It's her body that needs to go through it for 9 months. You know what I mean? I think a man can easily say, hey, babe, I'm ready to have a child. But at that moment in time, it doesn't mean that she needs to have that child. She can be ready to give birth when she's ready. 9 whole months, you know what I mean? Well, I guess it's not really 9 months, is it? I mean, it's a bit shorter than that, isn't it? I mean, I don't know what month the bump starts kicking in, but, But then again, though, I don't know if the pain starts... You know what, let me not get into that conversation, you know what I'm saying? Women be like, hey, don't be telling us about how the baby works, okay? It's 9 months, okay? No matter what you say, okay? We feel the pain from day one of 9 months, okay? It's not a month later or 2 months later when we find out we're actually pregnant, okay? Yeah. Or, you know what I mean? It's not after we find out that we missed our period, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. We feel it, yeah, we just do, yeah. Nah, I think we feel the pain for probably about 8 months, maybe 6 months. I don't know. But either way, though, we got carried away for 9 months again, motherfucker. I'm playing, man. Relax, lady. Relax. Leave me alone. I'm on your side. Yeah. Sidetrack of comedy. Anyway, we continue.
Say, Joey, you are the problem.
Oh, I'm the problem. You manipulating me like with birth control. Like, that is not okay.
Yeah. You know what's hilarious? Jovi says that you manipulate with birth control. Hold on a minute. Okay. The only way that she could have manipulated you with birth control, right, would have been if Yara said, yes, we're going to try for a baby. If she said, yes, we're going to try for a baby and she's using birth control, 100% she's manipulating you. But if she has said, no, I do not want a kid, well, then she's not manipulating. It just means that you was not listening. Okay. It's the same thing as a man saying that, hey, yeah, I want to have kids, but secretly he knows he's already got to accept me. You see what I'm saying? Then it's manipulation. But you're leading someone on knowing that it's not possible. But at the end of the day, Yara has already told you multiple times, I do not want to get pregnant just yet. So that was your fault for not listening, to be honest. You should have listened. You thought your power was going to work. You know what I mean? You thought your authority was going to overdo the thing in it. Nah, bro. And to be fair, men really need to stop purposely getting women pregnant, knowing that they're not going to stay. I know that's not the situation here with her and Jovi. Jovi's perception, in my opinion, is to get her pregnant, so therefore she has to stay at home and not go out with her friends so much. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, there's other people who get women pregnant because they're just evil as hell. Jesus Christ, man. That's why I always say to ladies, man, just don't get pregnant just because a man. You know what? That's a whole different conversation. Maybe another day. Hey, but we'll get into it.
I just can't. This is not normal. Putting someone in my bed, that's not okay. And I'm sorry, but I'm still thinking about it right now.
Cool, boy. I mean, she's got a point though, man. Bringing Andrew Dean at like 2 a.m. to my bed. What's that about? Like, that's unacceptable behavior. Unacceptable behavior. You should be here spending time with me. It's couples therapy. This is meant to be about us, not about anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. But well, you guys let me know what you're thinking down below. As far as I'm concerned, Jovi is still a child, and he's a child that seeks control of the relationship because he wants someone to be pretty much a housewife for him, slash maid, if anything, to be honest with you, slash babysitter, if anything as well. You know what I mean? Because this is a man that we know when he works and disappears for a certain amount of time. So therefore, he leaves Yara at home with his mother to obviously look after their little girl. You know what I mean? And then, of course, when he gets home, he expects Yara to just be there, ready to open up her legs for him, pretty much, in a nutshell, and cook for him and all that kind of stuff in a nutshell. Now, listen, some people like that. Some people like that life. So some women want to have that role, and that is fine. But Yara is not that woman. So Jovi needs to jump on board and realize that he did not marry someone that wants to do that. And that's the bottom line. But he's never going to do that because all he cares about is controlling the narrative. And if he can't control the narrative, well then, I would like to say that well then they'll get a divorce, but it's probably not going to happen. Not with these two anyway. I don't think it's that deep for them to get a divorce. I feel like there's definitely, they can definitely work on the issues and fix them 100%. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Anyway, like, subscribe, peace.